That's what happened yesterday. It just kind of popped on and off.
All right. Have any public communications, Deb?
I don't know.
No?
Anybody in the audience? No. Just questions. So if you don't have an agenda item, this is the time to speak.
Oh, okay. Several questions. How do you determine a piece of property is a wetland?
So a soil scientist can identify the wetlands on your property?
Okay, because I was told today that actual surveyor could make that decision.
No,
No.
survey, no.
So I was missing.
It's a wetland scientist, a surveyor. They will determine the wetland boundary and generally hang flags. And the surveyor will pick up those flags and place it on a plan.
Okay, because my neighbor did have surveyors out on Monday. And my concern is he's already filled in part of the wetland.
What's the address?
Yeah.
His address is 169 Benham Road in the city of Groton.
So the city of Groton has their own wetland agency and their own enforcement mechanism. So this commission does not deal with any city issues.
We do the town.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Okay, so I need to get a soil scientist.
Yep.
So observation of the plant life or the fact.
No, it's soils. It's all defined by soils.
Okay, do you have a soil scientist that you would recommend?
No, but we do have a list of folks who work there. Who have worked in town. We can certainly give you that.
Well, that would be lovely. Okay, and in general, because we're talking about town now, what steps would be taken if somebody has already put fill?
So you would make a complaint to the wetland agent over in the city. And I believe that is Scott Reagan, who is the building official. He also staffs the Conservation Commission over in the city, which functions as the wetland agency. So that is the best place to start, is to call Scott.
And would property owner be forced to remove the fill?
So the commission has the authority to do that.
If I showed you, and these are all maps I bought at the town.
Yep.
Auction here. It's town auction of the property and I'm concerned about. And it shows trees and it shows. Well, if you look at the GIS, you don't see any of that.
You know what? Let me go out, let's talk out in the field, and that way you get out in the hallway, and then you guys can get going on your business. How's that?
Very,
Today's
very-
applications.
Very good.
There we go.
All right, all right. So. Approval of minutes. Site walk minutes, October 21st.
We have three.
You have three, yeah, correct.
We can do all three of them at once if you want.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the 21st, the
23rd.
and the 30th of October.
Second it.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstentions. All right. Now we're into trouble. Aquatic Plains sidewalk extensions, 150 Fort Hill Road.
It's up to you. Yeah, that would be good. Yes.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Greg Hanover, Director of Public Works. Tonight I have with me Darren Hayward from CLA Engineers. They are the town's consultant engineer on this project. I just want to give just a brief background on this project, and then Darren can go into the details. For the last few years, the Public Works has put together what we call an infill sidewalk program through our capital improvement projects. We've been funding sidewalk sections on some of these major corridors like Route 1, Route 12, Route 215 to connect sidewalk sections that have missing links between them so that we can have a continuous sidewalk along these major corridors. One of those areas that we've identified is in front of Aquatic Plains Park on the north side of Route 1 from the park entrance easterly to the gas station is a missing section of sidewalk there. And, with the major pedestrian generators of, the park itself, Sutton Park, the Grosso Tech and the middle school across the street, there's a high pedestrian area as well as the residential areas around there. So we've said that this is be a great place for sidewalk, so we, put some funds in. It was approved in FYE 24 last year. So we've hired CLA engineers to design the sidewalk because it's not just a matter of just pouring concrete. This sidewalk has some wetlands impacted and has a state drainage swales associated with the Route 1 drainage system that are impacted. So we have, come before you so that Derek can explain the project, and hopefully we can address any concerns you have for getting the sidewalk put in. Derek?
Great, that's perfect. So see that little camera above there? You can put it right down in the middle
Right here.
and I can project it on the screen as well. Yep, give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. All right, let me just screen it here.
You blow it up.
Yeah, I'll blow it up. Give me 1 second.
Can you hold the microphone up? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
That is upside down, so I can turn it.
That'd be great.
oh, across from Sutton Park,
Yes, correct.
the skateboard park.
Right, but this is the ball fields.
Yeah,
It's by the ball fields.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 fields. So this is Park Park. This is Route 1. So the entrance to Sutton is over here.
Yeah,
Where they used to hold the carnivals.
Yeah,
Sure.
way back in the day, it was the potato field before that.
Yep.
Way back.
Take it away.
Okay, good evening, everyone. For the record, my name's Darren Hayward from CLA Engineers, and we're representing the town of Groton, DPW department. So as Greg mentioned, the subject site is the Quonic Plains Municipal Recreational Facility there. The existing facility comprises sports fields and a stone dust perimeter walking track. The main entrance to the park is Route 1 to the south. So the project involves, as Greg mentioned, infill of a new concrete sidewalk along Route 1. It's around 600 feet. And we've tried to do our best to avoid some of the mature trees that run parallel to Route 1 there by taking it offline and meandering around those trees. Another objective of the project is to relieve the flooding that frequently occurs at the southeast corner of the park. The southeast corner there is a natural low point of the park, and everything drains to that area. And because the stone dust path is a little higher than the field, water does tend to get trapped there quite often with significant ponding. So this project also aims to resolve that by installing a pipe beneath the stone dust path. I'm going to turn over to a more detailed sheet of the area, if I may. So this is an existing condition plan. We did do a topo survey of the area. We delineated some wetlands. There is wetlands out there. That area is around 5,200 square feet of constructed wetlands. And like I said, this area does receive a lot of runoff from upland areas. It does have some value in that it retains some of the sediment and removes some of the pollutants that it receives from Route 1, but generally functions as a low functioning depression. We do have a wetland ladder report that was submitted with our application. So if there's any detailed information you wish to know about that particular wetland, I would be happy if you refer to that. There is an existing inlet to drain that area around there, which is connected to the DOT system. So when it does reach a certain elevation, it will overflow into that inlet and drain, but it remains excessively wet for long periods of time. So the new sidewalk is proposed to be installed adjacent to that wetland. And we do need to infill a little of the area of that because we do need an embankment. It's depressed from Route 1. So we estimate that we do need to fill in around 1,600 square feet of that wetland. As I previously mentioned, we do aim to raise the stone dust walkway there to install a subsurface pipe that will convey water from this area here beneath the stone dust path and into this area here where it will be collected by a new pipe and conveyed to the Route 1 drainage system. In summary, the area of wetland will be reduced, but we're not expecting it to have any impact on its pollution removal benefits from Route 1 or have any significant ecological changes to the environment there. If the commission has any questions, I'll be happy to try and answer them. Yes.
This poor
Why
little
it-
wetland has taken a lot of hit recently, just saying. We were worried about this when this whole application came in at the beginning. I was anyway, I shouldn't say we, I was worried about this. My first question is, why can't you just put people on the stone dust path and have them come back out? In other words, you have that entryway into the stone dust path there with the sidewalk. Why not just send them there, send them back out to Fort Hill Road?
Greg, do you have any?
Yeah, obviously we could do that, but we're trying to create a more direct path so that the people that are just, going from point A to point B and further down aren't coming into the park area, that it is more direct path that, because people will walk along the street and then come back versus coming in here and going.
That's an engineering
Well,
solution.
maybe you're talking about a matter of.
That's an engineer talking.
We
I
don't-
want a
we don't
straight
know-
line.
we
Yes.
don't know the distances here, and you're certainly going around trees, which literally, you want to just measure the distance between the little doop-de-doop in there to the stone dust path? I mean,
From here to here? I don't know, how much,
It's not far, I can tell that.
No, but this is 100 feet here, so it's probably around 50, 60 feet.
50 or 60 feet. That would be
You have a scale over there, you can measure it off if you want.
but people's habits, they're gonna walk along here and we try to they're not gonna want to come in here and meander and then go back out. Like,
Why not?
it's just
If they,
hab-
if they
habits.
take that, if they walk on that loop there, why not work on the other loop?
Yeah.
Is that considered ADA accessible? Because the concrete side would obviously have to be ADA accessible. And what happens when they get over there? What's their route out?
It's also.
The
street.
I mean, if it's compact.
Yeah, it's compact.
Deb, what's the distance? Can you measure that distance between the path and the old stone and the stone dust path?
What's the scale?
I mean, you don't have to come all the way over there. You could join it over here, but. You could join it there. And avoid the wetlands.
What's this?
It's 40 feet.
Personally, I think that would be a better solution. And it also keeps people further away from the road, which is always, in my mind, an advantage.
Is this ever on around here?
Well, just in this area here, which we're raising up.
Yeah, there's a big puddle forms there. whenever it rains of any amount.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah.
Seen it.
Which again, we expected that, we were concerned about that when this application came in to make the ball fields. Is that-
Yeah, because they all sheet flow into
Yeah.
that corner.
that's right. And they made them a little bit flatter than it probably was naturally.
What is the concern of the commission? Just the removal of, or the disturbance of the wetland?
Yeah.
Filling the wetlands.
Absolutely.
We really, really try hard, especially if there's such an easy way around.
Is it the volume, the reduction in volume, or the
It's just a wetland that's being filled. It's-
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to build up the edge of that sidewalk
Right,
and then hold it.
yeah,
And that's gonna take away, it's not just the sidewalks, you gotta have something that holds that sidewalk up.
yeah, there will be an embankment.
Yeah,
So
And
and
then
that-
snow
and that's all
removal
wetlands
and
loss.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The whole, then we have a snow shelf. People always are asking for a snow shelf. Yeah. We've all been here for a while, so we.
Yeah.
We know the words.
Yeah, we would start.
Yeah. Again, it just, to me, it just seems such an easy, just. Cycle people in there. You already have that path. Cycle people in there and then just just come right back out
At that close point there, 40 feet, right there.
to go. And there's no worries. It probably will even cost less money.
Because you wouldn't have to pave the stone dust path.
No, and it's not an ideal surface for.
I mean, quite honestly, if you had to pave that section of the stone, I would be more amenable to that.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's something, I don't know. I mean, it's not my first choice, but if you
Right.
say, well, I have to have an ADA
Mhm.
approved.
Then people could roller skate.
What?
Then you can roller skate on that path.
So, I mean, just that section is what I'm saying.
It's
I'm
not like you're gonna
gonna
have a lot of people that cross directions, because I go by that a lot and I don't see that many people on it.
Because there is a sidewalk on the other side. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah, but we're trying to get them on both sides of the
Absolutely.
street, so that
I'm
people don't have to
totally
cross.
sympathetic to what you're trying, I appreciate what
Yeah.
you're trying to do. I get.
No,
it.
I'm just thinking, I would have to talk to Mark Berry too, as Parks and Rec Director, to see if he has any objections to
Yeah.
basically putting the sidewalk into his
Just for a little
walking
minute,
trail.
just for a millisecond, that's all. That's the way I feel about this, but if you can make a case for a reason that wouldn't be.
A logical reason other than engineering.
It's just trying, the wetlands, it's not shown here, is it?
This blue.
That's a blue,
line
yeah.
Oh, it's a
is
blue line,
within-
Right.
so it would still
Yep, right there.
be right at the corner.
You don't need to make it acute like that, Greg, but just kind of, you could make it like
Mhm.
easy.
Mhm.
I'm not saying make
Yeah,
it
we won't
like,
make it
be silly looking.
a straight line, we'll
Yeah.
do a nice curved line.
Yeah.
You're talking about connecting to here and then continuing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just don't think that that's an unreasonable thought.
Um,
And again, if you need to make that concrete for that section, I would prefer that too,
right, so
versus
then-
what you're doing.
So
Yeah,
then this would go away as well. we would
Yep.
still-
all
Yeah.
of us would go.
we just have this and
All of
just
us
leave
would
it.
go away.
This would be receiving a lot more water.
And that's good because it would still have some,
It
it's
still has
1,600 square feet to receive that.
Yeah, I mean, the 1,600 square feet is a planimetric area of disturbance.
Mm.
We can calculate the volume that is being lost, but if it's kind of a mute point if we're not gonna go.
Yeah. I mean, that whole field.
Yeah.
At one time had a lot of wetlands in it,
Mm.
and the field's been leveled off like that,
Yeah.
I've been around here so long,
Yeah.
I remember the pilgrims coming in,
I stop.
but,
he has,
Yeah, but I mean, that, so to lose these last little pieces is what we're saying we don't want to do.
You believe it has environmental value to species and.
I'm not suggesting that your points are well taken, certainly now, it's been impacted, it's been.
It does
it's a
have
lesser- It's a
groundwater.
lesser being than it
recharge.
used to be, but I'm just saying that it's just, to me, just such an obvious.
Yeah.
Easy way to just go around and use what's existing, which we've already permitted. And permitted for lights and for bases for lights and for.
Yep.
Expansion
know,
of the.
We've been
Expansion of
hit in
width.
this area recently. At least 3 times. So. That's all, that's the way I feel pretty strongly about this. But I'm.
I mean, I totally agree. I think that's the easiest solution than not bothering those wetlands.
There's definitely a compromise.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's still. You have no objection to this being.
Cause that's kind of there already, that's that's already kind of there, right? They're using that. Yeah. And as I said, I'll even, if you need to make concrete in that section for ADA, I think all of those would be a better thought than just.
So you're suggesting pull everything out of the wetlands itself, but obviously we're in the upland review area.
Yep.
Is that a resubmission or a revision to our
It's just a
existing?
revision.
Revision
Yeah,
of the
so
plans, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of take a look at it and see if you can make something work.
Thanks, Deb.
And, we'll review it again. I mean,
Okay.
and if you come up with reasons why this absolutely does not work, they'll listen to that as well. Yep.
Okay. All right, yeah, I do just want to run it by.
Mark, yeah.
Well. So I know he's widening this trail, he's got lights all hung along it. It's-
Exactly.
Yeah, we know.
You know, I know.
We know.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. But just- All right.
Yeah.
As far as meander on the trees and good with that.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, you sort of showed that it would be just as easy to just, I mean, I guess I would argue that this distance and this distance are pretty similar. It seems like on the plan. So I just.
I mean, in terms of value, I don't know if any critters are using that or not. You'd have to run a study to find that out. But I do know that it is serving a groundwater recharge for sure. If
The
you,
whole area is landscaped, so I mean, the whole park itself is
Yeah.
a recharge facility. You're already removing the area of concrete.
all right,
All right, thank you.
So much.
give you something to work on.
Yeah. That's okay. I know. I mean,
I'm always amazed at how a really tiny section of land can be alive with critters.
Absolutely.
One time, the pumping station near my house on Elm Street. There's a
We have anything else, Deb?
wild area to the right of it. I once saw a deer
All right,
quickly disappear in the.
I don't have anything. Do you have anything?
It was just.
Oh, what do we got going on?
Community conversations. So next 20th, what is that? Tuesday, that's a Wednesday night, 5:45. Next week, Tuesday, November 20th at 5:45 at the Groton Middle School. We will have our next community conversation with food. The topic is housing again. So
And what Groton specifically can do to increase the housing stock. So it's not just, data, it's what can we do? What else do we have going on? There's going to be a committee of chairpersons
Yep.
meeting December 3rd, but you'll get a notice of that.
yes,
I think that's it, right?
I think so.
I have a question. Why can't they, or can they possibly limit trucks unloading and loading on Water Street in the middle of the day, blocking all the traffic?
So to be honest, the traffic authority is actually looking at that. They're suggesting removal of some parking spaces near the bathrooms and having that be a loading area. Last year that was proposed as a CIP project and the council zeroed it out, but asked the Economic Development Commission to review it and to talk to restaurant owners downtown to basically suss that out, to see whether or not people would be in favor of it. So you may actually see that happen next year.
What about just having them do it before 9 o'clock in the morning?
You probably would have to be by ordinance,
Oh,
which would give the police authority to ticket people.
Is that property that's now lawn next to the margaritas, is that belong to the house? Or
It
that
does,
belong-
it does. Yeah, that's the house.
That would make.
Yep.
Mhm.
The narrow street anyway.
Mhm.
And I drove by the new condos being built that's gonna have storefront on the front.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm sure that silt fence is where it's supposed to be, but boy, does it look like
It's right on the edge. Yep, it totally is.
And it looked like there were some blue pipes that were on the wrong side of the silt fence.
Okay, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't,
Okay.
I was like, whoa, definitely.
yeah.
and what's so terrible
massage?
that having
That's
all
what-
these
the
new
massage
people
part?
that are
Massage-
working in town, living elsewhere? They'll stop at stores coming and going. Why do they, the traffic is just getting out of hand.
Mhm.
And if more people move in, it's just gonna get that much worse.
Well, but you need to attend one of these.
There you
talk
go.
forums. This
I
is-
have.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
That could be your question tomorrow, that next week. That could be your
I
question.
mean, not everybody is in favor of. I mean, it helps those people. It doesn't help the people that are already here. Doesn't influence my life. If more, I mean, what am I? No, I don't mean it that way. It doesn't benefit my life to have.
You just
more
have to be
people.
patient when you're in Mystic and there,
Or go around.
or go around,
Yeah.
yeah, or don't choose to go
Yeah.
through. You have to
Yeah.
time it, or you have to just like,
Right.
have to be patient.
And to be honest, slower traffic is safer for pedestrians.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Both Claire and Ellie work on the other side.
To me, it's more the jaywalkers that, I mean, I don't, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, but to me, it's more the people that are just like, they put their hand like that, and I'm like. I feel like saying to them, you see, there's crosswalks right there and there, just go on those, please, it's
New
like,
York
what-
City just legalized jaywalking.
They did, oh, there you have it. Well, yeah. Anything else?
Nope,
A
that's
motion
it.
to
That's it.
adjourn?
Okay. What do we got?
That's it. We have a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
Everybody in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Who's,
Right.
you want to stay?
We'll turn that camera off.